Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Neo. In this video, I am working on myself. Actually, I'm going to be using my non-dominant left hand to work on my right hand. As you can see, I am getting my extendo tips ready to go. I recently did my other hand. As you can see, I will link that video in the cards. It was a really beautiful spring pastel flower encapsulated set using these same extendo tips. So I'm just taking a few moments to find my size. I do enjoy these tips a lot. They're really long, and you can pretty much get to any shape from these stilettos, but I just hate that they come in packs of 10, this arbitrary 10 sizes. It's really difficult to find. Even 5, look at how long I'm struggling to find 5 nails. Imagine if you have to do all 10 fingers in one sitting, you're gonna use maybe 3 or 4 different packs because they just use all of these crazy sizes. But for the most part, I really enjoy these tips. Everything will be linked down below to check that out. I'm going to go ahead and prep the tips. I've got my hurry up spray just because these tips are pretty tough to get on and to hold. So I'm prepping the tips by cutting off the well, or majority of the well. It's a full well tip, but I usually don't enjoy using well tips, so I'm just cutting it off significantly so that I can just adhere the extension on the very tip of my finger. So I've got my glue, and I place the nail tip on the tip of my finger, but because, as you can see, it's taking a bit to adhere to that area, and the nail is very long and thicker than normal, so it has a little bit of weight, I just use a quick spritz of my hurry up spray, and it just kind of helps to set that resin glue so that we don't have to hold it for like ever. So I'm just doing that, making sure that the tips are up and down straight. As you can see, my pointer finger is a bit wobbly. A lot of my fingers are crooked actually. So to ensure that the tip goes on straight, I am looking at the knuckles of my fingers, not necessarily the fingertip, because they do go in, different directions. As you can see, my middle finger is a little crooked. All my fingers are crooked. So I just try to, envision a straight line through both of my knuckles, and that's usually how I get a straight tip application. After that, I'm going to be going in and cutting them down and blending these tips. Now I'm just going to go in with my nail tip clipper, and normally when I do super duper long sets like this, I will do one hand, like a normal length that I can manage, and then one super duper long one. But I figured I'd push myself and try. Remember, this is going on my dominant hand, and the set that I have on my left hand is already so long. It's the longest I've ever worn my nails. It's about a 2 to 3 times length for me. But I was like, you know what, let's just try. So I'm sizing them up to be the same as my other hand, even though we're doing a completely different set. It was a struggle. I didn't realize how hard things would be. Writing, even holding my pen, I was like, oh, this is different with this length of nail, but I definitely made it happen. Just going in, making sure that they're, the same length. I do like a tapered square length. At this point, we have kind of like a boxy rectangle shape. So for me, tapered square is in between this rectangle square shape and a coffin. I don't really enjoy coffin. I mean, if you have a super long nail, then coffin I think is great, but often I just think it's a little too extreme of a taper to that, smallish tip. So I'm just going to be using my hand file to file the nails into a tapered square shape. And then I'm going to use my e-file and a sanding band to blend the tips. So as you can see, I'm holding on and bracing that nail tip so hard because I glue them onto the very tip of my finger, and these tips are really thick and really heavy. You have to be careful when blending, especially like if you're doing this on a client, because I actually hurt myself not holding on to the tip so much while filing and shaping, and it kind of wriggled. I don't know how to describe it, but it moved really hard while filing, and it kind of like pulled my natural nail up a little bit. So my thumb is actually hurting so much. I'm actually going to take these off fairly soon, just because I'm in a lot of pain right now. I think I might have really hurt my finger just from the filing process. So just, you see I'm holding on to the nail really well as I'm filing, and I'm just tapering it in. In order for me to get a tapered square, as you can see, I'm angling the hand file a little bit at the tip and then making sure it gradually slides down to my side walls of my actual fingernail. So that's how I get a taper, and I try to do both sides back and forth so that it's not, you know, one side a little too tapered than the other. Nothing crazy. I'm then gonna go in with my sanding band. I have already prepped my natural nails off camera, but I'm gonna use the same sanding band to then blend the tip all the way from the free edge all the way down to where it connects to my natural nail, so that we have just a smoother transition, because these tips are pretty thick. And the sanding band just helps to blend everything really nicely. I'm definitely not gonna do all 5 fingers on camera for you. We're gonna snap for magic. And basically I did it off camera, and now I have that gorgeous tapered square shape that I really enjoy. Peep my other hand. I did show it off a little bit, but I will link that in the cards like I mentioned earlier. So the great thing about this set today is that I'm making my own custom acrylic color. So I saw this color from Kiara Sky called Perfect Nude online, and it's completely sold out, and I was like devastated. It's a rich, gorgeous, like chocolatey brown, and it has these really chunky glitter pieces in it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and make my own similar kind of color. So that's what's happening today. I'm using a wide array of my favorite kind of nude and brown acrylic colors. So the first one was Tara Ui that I rave about on my channel all the time. That was from the red acrylics. We've got a few sugar and cream colors. You saw I used lemonade, which is kind of like a sheer pink. So I'm going for like a brownish pinkish kind of color. So not too brown where it's like a pale, but a little bit on the pinkier brown side. I'm using eggnog, which is a glow in the dark. I've got this color, I have peanut. This is Me and You by Sugar and Cream. A lot of sugar and cream colors. I have a lot of those nail plate nude kinds of colors. So Me and You is just to deepen the color a little bit. I'm going to be adding some glitter. So this is glow in the dark glitter that I got from Michaels. It's kind of like an iridescent yellow green glow, but I did want these nails to glow. So because I mixed in eggnog from Sugar and Cream, which is a glow color already, it's gonna glow. But then I added the glitter. It's like a iridescent white glitter that glows in the dark. It glows green, yellow from Michaels. Then I'm going in and added more sparkles. So I added some iridescent white, just pure white glitter from Recollections from Michaels. And then this is another Michaels glitter. And this is more of an ethereal kind of green, purple, white glitter. It reflects green and purple. So I thought that would be really pretty for like a rainbow effect. Now I'm going in with even more pigment. So this is straight up white glow in the dark pigment, and it glows blue, I believe. So the set ends up glowing this amazing whitish, greenish, bluish. And it's really intense. Sorry, it was taking me a long time to open up the pack of pigment because I had these long nails on both hands and I basically had to rip it open with my teeth. But I get this pigment powder from Amazon. I have it in almost all the colors. You can get the glow, and it goes by what the glow is. So I have a purple glow that I've used in another video. I think, did I maybe. I have a blue glow, I have a green glow, I have white that glows green, white that glows blue, white that glows white. It's a really, really cool way to customize acrylic colors. And because this one is a white, it's just gonna make that powder a little bit lighter. So I'm using the same sanding band from before. I have my e-file at like a slow to medium speed. I don't have to turn it up too high because these are already finely milled powders. If you were doing like a custom color with like chalk, you would want to turn up your sanding band a little bit higher just to make sure that you blend all of those chunky pieces together. I've done that and not, blended it so well, and when applying the acrylic you see chunks of like chalk pastel, but in this case I don't have to too much. We're just trying to make sure that we have a good mixture of all of the products that we added in there. It was quite a few. Finally, I'm just going to cover this container back up and give it a good shake and swatch it for you. So you're going to see the color that we ended up getting. I like to swatch my acrylics on the top of the containers. It just makes things easier for me to kind of see the color on hand, and I can show it to clients without having to like swatch all the time. So I kind of felt like this was a really good start, but it wasn't deep enough. So I'm going back in with Me and You and a few of the deeper colors and more glitter as well. I wanted it to be a little bit more sparkly. So as you can see, I'm adding a little bit more of that darker brown color. I'm going to add some more glitter, and I think this is peanut, so it's just a little bit more of the brown. I was like, I want it to be just slightly deeper, and then we're going to add some more glitter because, fun. So this is a shimmery, just plain white, kind of like snow colored glitter, and then I'm going to add more of that iridescent green, purple, white glitter as well. Give it another blending with my sanding band, shake, and then swatch, and then the color will be perfect. I think it's really cool that you can create your own acrylic colors. I've done a ton of them. I bought mica powders on Amazon as well, so that's really fun as well. And the glow-in-the-dark pigments, adding glitters. You can literally do anything you want. These containers that I got are 1 ounce containers that I got on Amazon as well. I will link it below when I was in my like make my own acrylic phase. So this is just another great thing that I can use as well to kind of store these powders as well. It is a 1 ounce. They do come in, I think, 2 ounces as well, but I'm not trying to make 2 ounce containers of powder that I'm probably not going to use very much. So that's the color. As you can see, it's slightly deeper than the original, and I just swatch it right on top, and then we are good to go. So I'm happy with the color. Next thing I'm going to do is just prep my nails. I like to use that Mia Secret situation. I like to use the Mia Secret prep system. So it's the dehydrator. As you can see, I'm just making sure that the nails are completely soaked with this. It helps to remove oil and any moisture that is on the natural nail after I've already prepped. Then I'm going to go in with the Extra Bond, wait for that to dry, and then go in with a coat of the Young Nails Protein Bond. It works for me. Use whatever priming system works for you. So with this acrylic application, please just give me some grace. Remember, I am using my left hand. So this is insane that I'm using my non-dominant hand to do these acrylic nails. I feel like it was a little bit better this time. It just comes and goes. Sometimes I feel like I struggle a lot. It wasn't that bad, especially considering I have extendos on that hand as well. I'm just taking my Young Nails Core Clear and trying to carefully, very, very carefully, to not flood anything. Just give myself a nice clear base of acrylic. I like to do this just to protect my natural nail and just to protect the tip as well. I'm fairly a little bit rough when removing designs, and when I file down, sometimes I damage the tip. I'll file through the tip a little bit, just compromise it. So I find that when I put that clear acrylic layer all the way down the length of the nail, it kind of gives me more of a visual guide to be like, okay, I can stop filing now. Otherwise I just, file that whole thing off. But yeah, I'm taking my time and being uber careful, and it's really awkward. As you can see, I'm barely holding the brush at this point. The nails are just in the way. But yeah, what I'm doing here is just giving myself a nice smooth base on the nails, and then just adding that clear acrylic to the nail very carefully and trying not to flood the cuticle and or sidewall areas. And I think I did a good job. I think I did pretty good considering. for the fun stuff, I'm going in with that gorgeous color that we pre-mixed. I almost called it something. Maybe I should call it, give it a name, like Neo's Nude, you know? So I'm using my Neo's Nude acrylic color. I'm going to be doing a full coverage nail on 3 of my nails, my pinky, my pointer, and my thumb. We're going to be doing some really fun, cool marble on the other 2 fingers. As you can see on the table, I've got some metal, I think they're like laser cut gold butterfly pieces that you can get. I got mine on AliExpress, but you can also get them on Amazon. I've seen them there. I will link them down below. But yeah, I'm just doing my best to apply this acrylic like I normally would, doing a few beads. I'm trying my best to keep the product in the center of the nail. I don't want to warp the shape of the nail tips that we already went in and filed. So as you can see, I'm going to be cleaning the sidewalls constantly. Like that's my thing. Keeping the product in the center of the nail is also going to help to build up structure. So you're going to have more stability in the nail versus it being on the sides. Always, 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 you're going to see me perpetually cleaning those sidewalls and then just brushing that product down, blending it over the tip. And then I'm just going to add as many beads as necessary because I just don't have much of a feel with my left hand, and yeah, it's just really, really difficult to build everything up in 1 to 2 or 3 beads, especially using this left hand. So that's basically what's happening here. I'm doing my best. Also, it's really awkward to try and stay in frame. So if it's off to the bottom, I apologize. I'm using my non-dominant hand and I have to concentrate even more and actually hold my nail closer to my face for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, this nail, my pointer and my thumb are going to be completely nude nails using Neo's Nude. as you can see, I'm not doing half bad, not too bad, considering I'm using my left hand. Give me some grace. You know, it's really, really difficult to do your nails with your non-dominant hand, especially even more so when you're doing extendo nails and you have extendos on the hand that you're using as well. So it didn't come out too shabby. Next thing I'm going to do is start working on this really gorgeous clear and nude marble. So I wanted it to be very, very subtle and have wisps of the nude color in the marble, not necessarily like a deeper kind of brown marble. So I'm working with wet beads always when marbling, and I'm placing down a wet bead of that quart clear. Then I'm dabbing into the brown and then kind of swirling with my wet brush and using a very, very light hand. I don't want to press super duper hard into the mixture of the product because I will, you know, potentially slide it off the nail. And I'm making sure to clean my sidewalls when doing this, especially because I'm swirling the product all kind of over the place, and I do not want there to be buildup on the sides of the nail so that I warp my shape too much. So you're going to see me swiping the sidewalls all the time just to make sure we maintain that shape. And at this point, I don't really care for these nails to have too much coverage. They're going to be mostly clear nails with just pieces of brown in them, and then we're going to be encapsulating those gold butterflies as well. After getting those butterflies on the nail, I kind of felt like I wanted a little bit more shimmer. So as you can see, I poured out those 2 glitter colors, and I'm just going to be swirling them onto these marble nails randomly. So I'm just going in with a super wet bead of clear acrylic and just kind of swirling that glitter around the nails. It's very iridescent color, so it's not like the glitter is taking over, but it does add a little bit of something sparkly. I mean, who doesn't love sparkles on nails, right? So that's basically what I'm doing here, just adding, as you can see, it's just a touch of sparkle on the nail that gives it a little bit more interest. So I'm going to be doing that on the 2 marble nails. Afterwards, it is time to clear cap, and I'm doing my best attempt to encapsulate these nails. I just, doing my best to clear cap. I'm not left-handed. Hopefully you're giving me kudos already, because I'm working super duper hard to do a good job and to make sure that the nails come out looking halfway good, and I think they did, considering. So I'm always just kind of proud at how much stronger I'm getting, especially using my non-dominant hand. So I'm just clear capping the marble nails and then a little bit of the other nails as well. I wasn't planning to encapsulate the solid nails, but just because I'm not sure about my application, some of the nails, especially my thumb, might have been a little bit flat. So I'm just going to encapsulate all of the nails at the end of the day. Here we are. I've already gone in and filed and buffed the nails off camera just to save time. There you go, we're snapping for magic, and this is what that set looks like clean. I would say I'm doing a fairly decent job considering this is with my non-dominant hand. So the final thing that I'm going to do to this set before topping with some top coat is to add a tiny bit of bling. I've got some gold rope hoops or circles, I guess, and then we're adding some crystal Swarovski rhinestones. 3, we're going to do a medium size or a larger one in the hoop. We're going to do a medium size and then a tiny one on the tip. And I'm using my Zule bling adhesive to get these gems onto this nail. Nothing crazy. After that, we are going to glossy top coat, and then the set is basically done. So the top coat that I'm using is the Manicure Gel Top Coat from Young Nails. It is not a non-wipe. I've actually been enjoying it so much. It's a really thick and really glossy top coat. I really like how thick it is. You get such a good coating on this top coat. It doesn't bother me that I do have to go in with alcohol and wipe off the nail afterwards, because you do end up with the glossy, but I mean, it's not a big deal. You cure for 60 seconds and you just get this really gorgeous thick top coat. You do have to make sure to clean your sidewalls though, because it is such a thicker consistency. You don't want to kind of warp your shape a bit, but I'm just taking my time and coating the entire lengths of the nails. For the marble nails, we're doing the top and bottom, curing for 60 seconds each, and then we're done. So this is what the set ended up looking like. Not too bad considering I'm using my left hand. Here's a shot of them glowing in the dark, and as you can see, the glow is real. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you like this one. It's really soft and pretty, and you see how I can create custom colors. Maybe you can try it as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.